Hey Abhyuday, it's great to have you with us today for Placement Talks. Here we try to give answers to people related to their placement questions and doubt they have. And it's success stories like yours that has helped us to bring it to this stage. So let's start this with you introducing yourself and your company.
Okay, hi Avisi. Thank you for having me here. And so my name is Abhyuday. I'll just give a short, brief introduction. So I'm a final year student right now in the computer science stream at VIT Vellore, Vellore campus. And there's a small trivia that I'd like to mention. Actually, I joined the campus as part of the electrical and triple E branch, electrical and electronics. And then in my first year, I eventually realized that computer science is what interested me most, or at least more than circuits and all those type of questions. So I applied for program migration, which is an option available for VIT students. And then I later got it changed from my second year onwards, and I started with my computer science journey. And since then on, yes, I have been part of a lot of clubs and chapters as well. And about my company, so I'm currently intern as a software engineer at VMware. So VMware is a company, if you're not aware of it, it majorly deals with cloud infrastructure environment and virtualization softwares. So that's mostly cloud part is what I'm working with, the cloud India team. And yeah, it's been around 4 to 5 months interning, and after 2 months, I'll be starting with my full-time offer at VMware itself in the same team. So that's all about it.
Well, first of all, congratulations for your selection. And moving on, can you give us some details about what the selection and application process was like? How many people applied and like how many got selected?
Yeah, sure. So VMware visited the campus. Actually, it was supposed to visit the campus in August. That's when we got the information regarding registering for the company. But then, due to some delays, it actually visited the online round. Happened in November, in the beginning of November. So, to talk about the number of applicants, firstly, everyone could apply. There was no like hindrance in applying, but then they shortlist on basis of their criteria. So I think around because all four campuses of VIT have their placement process together. So total of around 4,000 to 5,000 students had applied for the company. And then after that, for the online round, which is the first round in almost all companies, so they selected, because there were so many applicants. So they selected on the basis of CGPA cutoff as well as branches. So only computer science and IT branches were allowed to give the online test. And from what I've been told, they only took students who had CGPA of 9 and above, because there were so many applicants. So based on that, they allowed, I think, around 250 to 300 applicants to appear for the online test. And so that was the first round. And after that, they shortlisted, I think, around 50 to 60 students. Uh, so those many students actually followed the various rounds of interview process as well after the online round.
So, from what you are saying, we can say it for sure that it's not something you prep for overnight. It's a whole process. So, can you please tell us what was your strategies and what were the resources that you found helpful through your journey?
Sure. So, yeah, as you mentioned, absolutely, it's a very long process, the preparation part. I actually started with respect to programming and coding at the like properly started at the beginning of my third year, I think. First 2 years, I knew the basic languages and all, because as part of your curriculum, you are required to know more about it. But in the first 2 years, even I was not very sure of whether I want to go into the tech and software domain or not. I was exploring different parts out. But then in the third year is when I actually started my preparation properly. And to talk about the resources, so for students, I would like to suggest the most important resource is going to be Geeks for Geeks and LeetCode. Most of your seniors must have already told you. So this is where you can practice as many problems regarding, and data structures algorithms is something that is the most integral part of almost every interview that you're going to take if you're going for the software role. And so yeah, I used Geeks for Geeks a lot, solved almost like 1,000 problems over 1 year. And then even on LeetCode, I solved a lot of problems. Then this is your basic interview preparation part. And then I also was involved a little bit with competitive programming. So that for that, I used CodeChef and Codeforces, and I used to solve some problems just like while I was preparing on those platforms as well. And apart from data structures algorithms, two or three subjects are really important for your interviews, which is operating systems, networking, and database management systems, and object-oriented programming. So I think these 4 or 5 subjects are going to be the ones which will involve all the questions in all interview rounds. And for these subjects, Geeks for Geeks is going to be the best resource that you can use.
So, as you talked about how important coding is for the whole preparation of interviews and getting a job, can you please elaborate more on how your experience was with the coding round of the interview process?
Okay, so with respect to the coding round, so first there is an online round for VMware. I'm specifically talking about this, my company. So they had the online round, which was divided into 4 parts, where you had MCQ questions mostly. And first one was basically your data interpretation and logical reasoning. Then another section was for verbal ability and language. Then they had a section for your core subjects, computer science, which is, as I mentioned, operating system, networking, DBMS, and computer architecture. So they had MCQ questions on that. And then the last section was about the actual coding part. So there were 2 coding questions given to us, and there was a time limit for every section. So the entire online round was about 1.5 hours, and there were 30 minutes given for solving 2 coding questions, which were, I think, of medium difficulty, not very hard, easy to medium difficulty if you have practiced enough. And apart from that, as part of the interview rounds as well, I was asked to implement codes. So there is this HackerRank platform, CodeShare platform, where you can code live and the interviewer can actually see you writing the code, and they ask you to run your code and execute all test cases as well. So because of this happening in a virtual environment, you have to actually implement the code and run it to see if it passes the test cases or not. So there were 2 to 3 coding questions asked on data structures algorithms only during my interview rounds as well. I'm not sure if I can disclose the actual coding question that was asked, but they involved basically your linked list and trees data structures. So those were 2 of those that I remember, and one was based on bit manipulation. So converting binary numbers to different forms, something like that.
It's really inspiring to see like all your hard work paying you off. But gaining skills is one thing, but we even have to put them all together in a resume, and that also smartly and effectively. So, what do you think is the correct way to build a resume that's gonna that's gonna put you at the top of your game and it's gonna make you grab the opportunity?
Yeah, so definitely making your resume and making it ATS friendly. So ATS is basically an automated tracking system that a lot of companies use to shortlist resume. So it's a basically a bot that parses your resume, not a human reading it. So you have to take care of those points as well. But this is mostly for off-campus placements. To talk about on-campus, your resume needs to have certain sections which are very crucial to your role that you're applying for. So first, basically your educational qualifications. Don't mention a lot, just your 10th, 12th marks at most, and your current undergrad percentage. After that, you should have a section about the different skills that you are comfortable with or experienced with. So for a software role, you can write your programming languages, different frameworks that you have used, and certain subjects, computer science subjects that you are well familiar with. And also like if you have worked on specific databases like DynamoDB, Postgre, or whichever ones you are familiar with, you can mention those. So after skills, another very important section is for your projects. And like for a fresher graduating, projects is something that they pay a lot of attention to, because later when you will be switching companies, you will already have your work experience for that company that you can talk about in detail. But right now you only have projects as a college student. So I would suggest make it at most like 3 projects. More than that is not at all necessary. But those 3 should be really, first of all, they should cover different array of technologies, and also should be well documented. Like you need to know every single thing about what you're mentioning, because it's up to you what you mention, but then they can cross question on it as much as they want. So mostly what happens is a lot of interviewers pick just one of those 3 projects, and they grill you on that project as much as they can. So don't just copy projects from some senior or something. You need to be very well aware of what you have implemented in actuality. And other than projects, then there's an area of, if you have internships, then definitely do mention those. It's not mandatory to have a lot of internships, but it definitely helps. You can talk about your experiences, what you've worked on. So I actually had more of freelancing projects that I had done, not like a proper internship. I had one internship as well, but it was basically a startup that I worked for, so not very renowned internship. But then the freelancing projects was what I talked about the most. So that helped me as well. And other than that, I think if you have if you have been involved in coding competitions and contests, so you can mention your achievements in that as well, your ranks and different your profiles on different platforms. You can definitely share those hackathons. If you have won any hackathon, that definitely helps a lot. So yeah, your resume should ideally consist of these basic points.
Well, thanks a lot. I'm sure whatever you have shared is going to help a lot of people, including me, to be honest. So, in the end, do you want to give some advice to all your juniors?
Yeah, so one basic advice that I would want to give everyone, that I wish I had followed as well during my time when I had the time, was to not only focus a lot on preparing for placements and interviews. It's not that big of a deal. It will basically take you like 1 year of dedication is more than enough. That's required for almost every company. But in your college years, I would advise them to just try as many different fields as they can, because this is the very optimum time for you to know what your interest truly is. Don't just worry about getting a job or getting into a big IT company or anything. Just try as many different fields, different clubs, be part of different chapters, meet new people, socialize more, and yeah, try as many different areas that you can. And placements, your third, fourth year is going to be more than enough for you to prepare well. But do focus on your academics as well. Maintain a good CGPA. That definitely helps. Especially in VIT, you have the liberty of not attending classes, so you can exploit that and focus on areas that you are more interested in. So that's what I would want to suggest everyone, to just try as many different things and fail as many times, but just keep on trying new things, and you'll never know what you truly start liking. And placements and all will be taken care of. Just your second and third year will be more than enough.
Well, whatever you said today was really insightful, and we are really glad that you could give us your time. So, thanks a lot for that.